What's going on, everybody? This is Tulu, and in today's video I'm going to be discussing Cold War as a whole, specifically skill-based matchmaking, and where I see COD, the history of Call of Duty, going down the road. Is skill-based matchmaking the beginning of the end of Call of Duty? Yes, and I'll tell you why. I've done quite a bit of research into everything as a whole. I've analyzed what people at Activision have said, as well as just looked at sales and everything else. And so let me explain a little bit about everything. So first off, skill-based matchmaking, what is it? Skill-based matchmaking is an algorithm that game developers put into their game to put players of similar skill level into a lobby with each other. So if you're a more competitive player, you're going to be playing against competitive people. If you're a more casual player, in theory, you're going to be playing with a more casual person. And right off the top, I just want to quickly debunk something that I read. Apparently, skill-based matchmaking has been in Call of Duty for more than just Modern Warfare and Cold War. It's also been in Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. I think Advanced Warfare, and some other ones to a degree. Now, if you play those games like I have, I don't personally feel like there was much of a skill-based matchmaking. You had players of all skill levels in the lobby. You had some sweats, you had some casual players, and then you have players like me who are kind of in the middle of both. So I personally don't feel like it was as, important, but nonetheless, it was actually still there. So skill-based matchmaking has been around. And Cold War itself, if you play the game, you'll notice it's a mesh of, in Activision's eyes, a mesh of Modern Warfare and Black Ops 4. You got the extreme customization of Modern Warfare, and then you got a slight feel of Black Ops 4. It's more, but in my opinion, the game's like 70-30 Modern Warfare to Black Ops 4, just the way it plays. And the game Cold War itself is extremely suited towards new players. This is a problem. I think Activision has completely changed their business model, and they're only focusing on new players because they want to sell. They're trying to sell so many copies of this game, and they're trying to make so much money, which actually they did on the launch day. Activision sold the largest amount of copies it ever had on the launch day. So they were successful in that, but I think that's just because it was Treyarch and Activision, and they have a good reputation. With that being said, like I said, the game is suited towards more casual players. That goes for the skill-based matchmaking, the extreme skill-based matchmaking, and that goes for what guns are good in the game. I mean, the two strongest guns in Cold War right now are the AUG and the M16. They're broken. They're one burst and you're dead. And the subs in the game are terrible. The MP5 used to be really good, and now it seems to do nothing compared to AR player. I mean, I've gone against AR players using the MP5, and I'll die within a split second. So the time to kill, also, that's another thing, is faster. It's not as fast as Modern Warfare, but it is faster than Black Ops 4, which is kind of I'm not really a fan of that. And with this skill-based matchmaking happening, I've been seeing a lot on Twitter. Content creators are coming out, and they're finally being honest about it after, I guess, being exposed that, hey, we're reverse boosting. And reverse boosting is when you use a second account, or you purposely play bad for 7-8 games. You have a low KD and a low win-loss ratio, and you get put in the lobby with players that are worse than you, and then you can do good. Then these players are literally worse than bots, and it's free gameplay. And I don't entirely blame them for doing this, because it's an impossible predicament. I mean, in my opinion, Cold War public match lobbies are harder than Black Ops 4 league play match lobbies. I mean, I've played in lobbies in Black Ops 4 with players who were, in Masters or Elite, which is the two highest divisions. And I promise you, I've been in some Cold War lobbies where I'll go like 15-30 because these players are just trying their absolute hardest. So it's super hard, and the game just feels really unbalanced. It feels that, 5 developers from Activision got together and said, let's take this aspect from this game and let's take this aspect from this game. And they just developed it, and that was that. I don't see any extreme changes from the alpha and the beta to the finished product of the game. Nothing's really changed. And the popularity of the overall game, if you go online and look, has decreased at a steady rate. It's not dramatically dropped, but it's decreasing by a steady rate. And Activision is, well, we're gonna re-release. Here's Raid from Black Ops 2. Here's Nuketown. Well, Nuketown's in every Black Ops, but here's Raid. They're trying to keep the popularity and the hype around it. And in Season 1, they'll be able to do that because they're going to re-release Warzone. And if anybody didn't know, Warzone is like the first battle royale of Call of Duty, has 60 million players. So the game is going to garner a lot of money because of that. And it's going to get more hype around it. And it's in Activision's eyes, they've succeeded because they're making a lot of money. And if you look at the most popular games, in the past, it's Black Ops, Modern Warfare 3, and then Modern Warfare. So Modern Warfare was a top 3 game. So Activision is going to do everything to try to emulate, Modern Warfare and the postulates about it because they want to make money. But in my opinion, skill-based matchmaking is only a short-term solution. If everybody's reverse boosting in lobbies, then eventually, if everybody does it, then people are just going to start getting into lobbies with people of their same skill. The sweats will. And then I guess that's how it'll work. Then there will be lobbies, and the players will either be super bad or super good. And so then it's going to be like skill-based matchmaking never existed. And I feel, that that Activision has completely neglected their core audience, players who have been around for the past 10 years playing Call of Duty, avid players of it. Activision, once upon a time, I was a newbie player and had to go 10-30 every single game, but it made me better over time. You need to have lobbies that have lower level players, higher level players, and middle level players, because those lower level players can't get better if they don't play against any comp. And so you just really need to consider that. And I know that you all are probably going to evolve into a more battle royale just because that's where the money's at. But if you want to keep the multiplayer scene alive, which multiplayer lobbies, even now in Cold War, are more dead than they have been. Everybody's either on Nuketown, they're on zombies, or they're playing scrims. If you want to keep that alive, then you have to take out skill-based matchmaking and make the game 10 times better. So if you want to the content creators that aren't reverse boosting and getting gameplays, even though I respect the ones who are because I understand, kudos to you. If you want to make your life easier, try turning off crossplay. And I guess sweating so much. If you play Fireteam Dirty Bomb, apparently it's not skill-based matchmaking, so maybe that would help. But I read a tweet from Charlie Intel that he tweeted September 18th, 2018. So this was a while ago. And he said, quote, "There comes a point in time where players who play Call of Duty extensively like us can no longer enjoy the game because skill-based matchmaking forces us into lobbies that are not enjoyable. It's not about the pub stomping. It's about the experience for all players, not just about new players." And I really think he hit the nail on the head with this one. Treyarch and Activision need to be more considerate of their core players, because their core players and the ones who have been around forever are the infrastructure that is, their consumer base. If that collapses, then so does their game over time. Treyarch needs to make sure to acknowledge the important people. If you were at a business and you had a regular customer and you stopped neglecting him just to get customers who came every so often, then it's not going to be good for your business. It's bad word of mouth and everything else, and all these avid players feel like they're not being heard and they're being treated by Activision. In a sense, they're not lying. Even though skill-based matchmaking isn't in other games, it is predominantly more known in Cold War and Modern Warfare. Like I know it has been in other games, but it seems a lot more noticeable in this one. So, like I said, Activision, I don't think anybody from Activision is going to watch this video, but if you do, please reconsider what you're doing. I'm not a super sweaty player, but I am friends with a lot of people who are more, this is more so their lifestyle and everything else. If you want people to stop exploiting the game and you want to create a well-balanced game, take out skill-based matchmaking. And I guess that does it for the video. If you like the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I'm out. Peace.